Welcome to Knitting and Crocheting with Steve. If you like to knit like I do, you'll know that you need to wind up balls of yarn, and for that you need a yarn swift. What is a yarn swift? Sometimes you buy yarn and it comes in a shank like this. It's not a ball of yarn and you need to wind it into a ball. Okay, so here's what it looks like when it's all untwisted, and so she set these pegs where it should go. Go ahead. So she's going to wrap it around like that, and then she can just grab one end and start winding. But the nice thing about this yarn swift is that it's made to store, and so it all collapses down.
Oh.
Okay, so now you just need to make some sort of a bag or something to hold it.
Cool.
I'm starting with 4 boards. They're all 2 inches wide. I've got 2 that are 24 inches long and 2 that are 30 inches long. And I've made a mark at the halfway point of a 24-inch board and one of the 30s. I'm using a 1 1/4 inch drill bit to drill a hole halfway through one of the 24-inch boards and one of the 30-inch boards. This is what's going to make the yarn swift spin. It's a hose coupling for a garden hose. You can pick these up in the plumbing department of your hardware store. So that coupling will fit into those shallow holes I made. The only problem is with these little ridges on there, it's a little bit too big. So I'm just sanding out the insides of those holes to make them a little bigger. It's a pretty tight fit. Now I've made 2-inch marks in the center of each of the other 2 boards, and I'll cut out this notch on my table saw. Now I just need to drill a 1/4 inch hole through each of the boards. So this is going to be the top part of the swift, and it'll fit together like that. There's not much more I need to do with this other than drill holes for dowels. Now this will be the base, the 2 shorter pieces. They'll fit together like this. But what I need to do with that is I need to put feet on all 4 sides so that I don't have this wobble. Also, I need that to give me room for this wing nut that'll go on the back. So what I've done is I cut thin blocks for this side and then just kind of kept playing with it until I got a block that would fit the right height on this side. Now I've cut this one down a little bit shorter, and I can kind of just swing it around and just make sure that I have enough clearance between those. And I'm just gluing those on. I'll let them sit for about an hour. Alright, now I'm taking some quick set epoxy and putting it inside of one of these holes. On each of these 2 top pieces, I'm going to drill a hole halfway through every 1.5 inches. So to assemble the base, I'm just going to take a bolt and I'll just drop it into the hole, if I can get it, there, like that. Okay, so this part will come up like that, and then this part will latch on like that. And I've got a wing nut here that I can tighten down. Like that. Before I glue that top spinning piece onto the base, I'm going to put a little glue, a little epoxy, just a little on the inside of this bolt. And I need to do the same on the other bolt. Alright, now I can epoxy this top piece on just like I did the base. I cut 4 dowels about 5 inches long, and they'll fit into these holes like that. And then of course for storage, you would just loosen the wing nut, slide this over, and same for the base. You just loosen the wing nut up and lift, turn, tighten it down. Well, there you have it, the completed yarn swift. Be sure and visit my website, Woodworking for Mere Mortals, for, well, lots more knitting and crocheting tips. I'll talk to you later.